running on an Xbox One. So I'm going to give a shout out to Joshua here behind the scenes. He's running production for the live stream. Josh, if you want to cue that up, I think people are really eager to see some gameplay. Let's take a look. Let's see how this game's looking currently on Xbox One.
En Xbox.
Esto es de Xbox One.
A la vez.
Güey, no mames, Xbox One. Pero no dijeron cuál específicamente, ¿no?
Pero no me dijeron One.
Ese es de la serie de One, güey. Entonces...
Por eso, pero o sea, SX.
Ahí dice abajo Xbox One nada más,
Solamente,
güey.
ajá.
Ha de ser la FAD.
Posiblemente ajá, el original, muchachos. El que salió en 2013.
Está bien.
No se ve
No se ve
mal.
mal.
Oh, marcó.
Ojo, la comando, güey.
Clearly, we're looking at a little Slayer match here on Bazaar, one of our new maps.
Sí, marcó el vato allí.
There's a lot
Salió
of
al lado de
I'm sure for
librería.
viewers who are just seeing a lot of stuff for the first time here.
Yeah, I can't remember if we've shown things like the Pulse Carbine being used in first person. I think it was briefly shown in the multiplayer trailer, and I think this is the first time we've shown first-person view of someone walking around in Bazaar.
I think it has. We're also right now kind of getting a look at the friend and foe system that we've discussed in some of our blogs in the past.
¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué
This is
pasó?
kind of moving away from forcing players into red and blue. Allows us to kind of
La movilidad sí se ve.
Quiero caer, banda, no mames, no
greater
pongan
focal
audios
point for
ahorita.
Halo Infinite.
Sí se ve mamona,
Yeah, and I think
la movilidad.
It's a pretty good example of that, and I think you're really seeing those colors
se ve
pop
bien.
out on the Xbox
Ojo,
One
esa
hardware.
skin.
It's great.
Ah, esta
I think
perra.
I just noticed a custom skin applied to that AR there that we saw briefly.
Ajá.
I missed it, unfortunately. I do love the. Oh yeah, I love the AR skins.
Yeah,
It's kind of nice being able to customize your
está el-
starting weapon.
Calar otra vez.
It's the one you're gonna see most often, so I like to have mine looking sharp.
Now, internally, from a development and playtest perspective, I mean, obviously we've got the teams focusing on all platforms and all builds, and safe to say that we've got
Ojo que no hubo
folks
asesinato,
truly getting sweaty on Durango, on Xbox Series
Ahorita que le
X,
cayó por la
S,
espalda no hubo
and
asesinato.
low, medium, and high PC specs as well.
Yeah, so obviously, as I said before, we can't cover every PC spec out there, but we try to have a good range within our testing. And we have folks playing on Xbox Ones regularly, myself included.
Y no
I
han
try and play
sacado
test on
thruster,
Xbox
¿no?
Ones.
No han sacado thruster, ya se vio la escalada.
Thing for us to-
Y las medallas, ya también se vieron las medallas, güey.
Yeah, it
Sí,
really,
están muy
it really
chiquitas
is
ahí en
awesome
el
that
Sí.
we're able to kind of bring that audience forward with us, right? We know there's
Es que sí quisieron
obviously
como
a large amount of Xbox
simplificar un poco más el HUD, ¿no?
Muy limpio, güey.
Ajá, muy limpio su HUD.
To acquire a new console,
Pues
and
está muy
with
fea
some of the
la
supply
esa
chain
arma que
issues.
trae.
Güey, ¿viste cómo se lagueó ahorita una textura en la esquina? No se alcanzó a ver, güey.
You know,
Empezó a
thankfully, I don't
parpadear,
know,
güey.
I can't imagine it's necessarily
Ah.
the
Sí,
trade
güey.
we're taking to be able to scale so smartly across different hardware, but
Esa arma que trae
gotta
está muy
say,
fea,
shaping
güey.
up super nice, and really looking forward to getting some feedback from Xbox One players
Ah, caray.
after this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that's going to wrap up that clip that we have. Now we're going to show a little more gameplay here in a bit. We're going to have Tom French, our multiplayer associate creative director, join us. We have another match from Xbox Series X that we're going to get into. But once this wraps up, we're going to jump back over to the build, and we're going to look through this real flight build here. By the way, I heard you're a real Needler, Needler fan. Is that true?
Esto es Xbox
That is
One,
true.
güey.
Sí.
I love the Needler. I think
Obviamente esto viene
Okay.
pregrabado, ¿no?
Needler, and
Sí.
El gameplay venía pregrabado.
Hasn't always been the most powerful gun in the game, but it's always been interesting to
Ahorita van a
use.
poner más
It feels
tranquilos.
like it shreds in this
Ahorita
game,
van a
at least in our
mostrar más.
playtest, right?
Sí se notó
Yes,
como la
it's
diferencia en
Not
las
sleep on the
explosiones,
Needler
güey.
this weekend, I'll just
Tanto
say.
del aguijoneador como de
Against the
granadas.
bots,
O sea,
like,
como
they don't
que
know how to deal with it, so
la calidad.
Yeah,
it's real good against them.
you mentioned bots. We'll talk about that a little bit more, a little bit later in the show today when Tom joins us. Why don't we sort of pivot back now to the real build, which I'm sure people are really eager to see. And I thought maybe we just kind of help give our players who are going to be a part of the tech preview, just kind of give them the lay of the land a little bit, show them what they can expect and what that's going to look like. So Josh, maybe if you want to cut to, we'll go to my feed, I reckon, and we can sort of take a look at
El slide salió en el gameplay de
our
campaña hace
lobby
2
space,
años,
I
brother,
guess. You know,
tranqui.
what is the official term for this space that we're going to feed into? Once Josh is able to kind of hit that switch. There we go.
Oh, está el
So this
menú
is
del
it, right? This is
multiplayer.
our tech preview build. We're looking at it right now live.
Yep, this is the essentially the menu that you're gonna hit as soon as you boot up. So you can see like the multiplayer and academy options there. If you hit start, you can get into our main settings, and there's a few settings I think we wanna
Yeah,
show
let's
off.
take a
and
look.
highlight.
I mean, no, I like settings. No one's ever seen these settings in detail before, so we'll kind of take a look here. So we want to make sure, obviously, players understand. And like, first thing you should do if you're going to be in the tech preview this weekend, probably just kind of get acclimated, tweak your settings to your liking, just make sure that things are sort of the way you want them, if you will. So I think, I'll just quickly scroll through. I'm not going to speak to every one of these. I think we'll be here all afternoon, but I think you're going to find a lot of sort of what you'd expect to find in some regards. Hold the sprint if I want to do that. I can kind of really dial in my sensitivity and all that. I'm pretty casual, so I kind of tend to just run default in a lot of cases.
La bestia,
I'm
güey,
afraid to admit
la
that.
cantidad,
Sensibilidad por-
güey, son,
Yeah, I think
ajá.
I've never gotten into all the zoom sensitivity settings, but
I'm just worried
They're there.
I would get myself into a state where I would just never land a shot again, or who knows, maybe I would suddenly sort of evolve to the next level. Now, keyboard and mouse players on PC, and also I believe console now supports mouse and keyboard as well. Excuse me. A couple things here they might want to look at that's pretty interesting. If we can get down to it, is the fact that triple keybinds. You can. You have a
Son un
lot of
chingo
flexibility here in how
de
you want to set up your
modificaciones,
keys.
¿no?
I want to give a shout out, as all the work that happened over the last couple of years to
mira.
update MCC and bring that to PC, and then all the fantastic work by the
sprint,
pub team.
el
Being able to have
agacharse y
triple
el
keybinds
slide.
was super important to the PC community. That was great feedback that we
No
heard.
dice
and
nada de
that's a good
thruster,
example
amigos.
of
No,
just
no, pues
one
el troste sí ya
no,
estaba
very
hecho que
competitive
no
experience
iba a
of bringing
volver, güey.
Inventado, güey,
yeah, I
totalmente.
think we owe a great debt to all the work that
Mamo,
MCC and the
hijo.
publishing team has done.
El cachazo, granada, recargar,
Into the PC
disparar,
environment and
soltar
getting
el
us
arma.
ready for this.
I'll hover on this one for a minute because I'm pretty sure I haven't
Ahí
been able to
en
do
los
this before
sticks
in the
decía
game.
algo
I've been able
de
to actually just
scan de
straight up
IA,
drop
¿se
my
refiere a lo
weapon
del
for a change.
sistema de pins?
Not that I know of.
Quiero
And
pensar que
honestly,
es
it's been-
que
it's
te
been
dice
quite
que hay
fun to
cerca,
use.
güey.
Especially when you're playing with like
Somos
less
500
experienced
saludos.
players,
Caray.
you can just
Es que no
secure
sé,
markets for them
porque
and then hand it
el
over
botón
to
de pingo
them.
es otro,
You know,
güey.
they get to play around with a power weapon that they might
El
not
de
normally have
no,
gotten.
no sé.
Sí, es cierto, no se ha visto cuál es el de marcar, ¿o sí?
Sí, flecha hacia arriba decía en el control, güey.
Flecha hacia arriba, ok, va, va, va.
Decía
So, a whole
Mark.
bunch of stuff here.
Bueno, decía Mark.
Ahí está, Mark es con C, güey. Y es el que dice scan de IA, ¿no, Blood?
Ajá,
Marking
sí, quién sabe.
is also a new
¿Qué está
element
diciendo?
to Halo games.
Yeah, and I've actually been really happy with the marking system. So if you're on PC, it is super easy just to mark everyone you see, and the game rewards you for it. You actually get points. You get a mark assist if someone kills someone who you've marked, and stacks with your normal assist points. And I believe there's a medal you can earn
There is.
for marking enough people who get killed.
So I'll just kind of scroll through here quickly so we don't totally get inundated in settings, but it just goes on and
Son
on and on.
muchas
So let me go over here to
opciones.
video as well. Something else I just kind of
El
wanted
feel
to
of
point
view.
out, which by the way, I do not, that is
¿Sí vieron que puedes
criminal
cargar
for
más
me
de un
to be on
equipamiento?
a
Sí.
FOV of only 70, but
Y mira, ahí está
Sí,
jugando
we
con una
heard, I think this has
2080,
always
güey.
been something Halo fans have wanted. We know,
Está usando la
everyone
de
knows, the
consola.
FOV really does have a dynamic impact on your experience in terms of not only just your vision, but the sensation of movement and speed. All those things are greatly impacted. So pretty awesome to me that on day one we already have a field of view
Hay
slider.
FOV,
and this
sí,
is
es
gonna
lo que
be
está
available
modificando
on,
ahorita.
I think on multiple platforms. It's not a PC only feature.
That's correct, yeah.
I mean, what's your preference? I kind of generally like to kick it up
Salió
here,
el
maybe in the
thruster,
90 to
dicen
100
por ahí.
range. I mean, we can go what?
Es lo
all
que
the
dicen,
way
pero yo
up
nunca
to
vi la
120 if you really
la
wanted
opción,
to.
güey.
Yo tampoco.
Yeah,
yo
usually like to kick
tampoco.
it in 95.
Según yo no hay thruster, o sea.
No,
Well,
yo no
I'll
la
split
vi,
the
güey.
difference. We'll go 95 there. But yeah, just kind of go through here. Lots of different nuanced graphical settings to really allow people to custom tailor based on, their own personal preferences, what's most important to them on their
Pero no
PC
mencionó
hardware.
que era lo de
If I didn't
el
mention that, it's
IA.
not clear. We are
No,
playing
el
on
IA
PC here
scan, ¿sabe
currently,
qué?
so you will not have
¿No
the
será
full
de
breadth
la
of all
IA
these
que
options
está
necessarily on
presente
every
en los
platform.
mapas? Como el
Sí, pero, o sea,
For
como
PC,
que
it
escanea,
makes
güey.
sense.
Quiere con
I
eso,
thought this is
ajá.
pretty cool too.
O sea,
Being able
se
to
me
sort
hace
of
algo así
opt in
como
or
lo
opt
que
out of
Halo 5
something that we
cuando
call
usabas la
speed
chingadera en la
lines.
campaña
So
para
when you're
escanear, güey.
sprinting in the
Ajá.
game, we have some cool
Algo
visual
similar,
effects
güey,
that
que te
help
diga
sort of really convey
la
that
bandera está
sense of
aquí, güey, o
increased
la roca de
speed.
acá, no sé,
But
güey.
if I don't like it, I can
Sí, se supone que te tiene,
¿no?
te tiene que dar como un call-out, ¿no?
Got so many settings
Ajá.
that are tailored so that you can fully immerse yourself, or if you're looking for a stripped down
Los asesinatos
experience,
ya
you don't
también creo que ya
want that,
fueron.
You can turn it off.
Posiblemente.
Same thing goes, of course, lots of
Es que
audio
ya no han
customization
hecho un
here.
343
Want to make sure
preguntas y
people are aware of
respuestas,
like
güey.
things
Yo
like
había preguntado eso,
subtitles.
de
You can
hecho.
turn those off
Sí.
and on if you want to. I did want to call this out as well. I know you and I were talking earlier about this, but just a little bit of a public service announcement for anyone playing this weekend in the tech preview. By default, currently in this build, your mic is just set to full open, full hot. So
Ok, el
some people
micrófono va a
might
estar
like that,
abierto
some
por
people may
defecto,
not.
banda.
personally, I was
Pa' que
kind of
lo
caught by
quiten, güey.
surprise.
Sí, para que lo quiten
desde el menú, no la
Sí,
caguen.
para que no estés ahí diciendo tus pinches babosadas, ¿no?
Para que no aplique la Willy Rex.
So yeah, a lot of different options here, including Spartan Chatter. We'll hear a little bit
¿Qué es
more of
eso?
that when we roll some more footage.
Spartan Chatter es el diálogo entre Spartans, ¿no?
Ajá, para que el Drake Bell ahí anda hablando, güey.
Ah, ya.
We have this new system that we're calling Friend and Foe, right? Which,
Ah, mira.
in order to really support and embrace our goals and our aspirations about leaning more into player expression and having
Es
a lot more
el
ways to
resplandor, ¿no?
customize
Que
your own
tiene
story,
Ajá.
your own
el
story.
enemigo.
Es el borde que tienen ahora.
Tú lo puedes cambiar, puedes modificar el color que tú quieras. Yo creo que en especial por si eres daltónico, ¿no?
Sí.
And so
O pues hay
by
muchos de los
default,
que le
we
molesta.
have
Quiero
red
pensar
and
que
blue
puedes
outlines.
apagar esa madre. o
Sí,
tal vez
puedes
lo
mo-
puedes-
modificarla.
We know that
A
various
ver.
people can't see in certain shades, so we've got a wide array of colors that you can choose for both enemies
Botón
and
cambio.
friends, and you can also customize the folks in your fire team to be another unique color.
Yeah, it is really flexible, really cool. I also personally being
mira.
able to sort of,
Ah,
if I want
mira.
to go old school and
Eso
display a
ayuda
full game
bastante.
mechanic above someone's
Sí.
head, I could do that. Also helps me sometimes when I'm personally just trying to register a friend from foe. And then, you know, I
Bloom.
should call this out.
Bloom.
You'll see this in the
Eso está
UI
raro,
menu
¿no?
here. The theater will not
Sí,
be
son
va a poner
efectos
el
visuales.
mame, güey.
so we
Efectos,
won't
sí,
have
son
that
efectos.
experience. The theater is coming back though, so
O sea,
but
o sea,
the
no es
puedes
Bloom, no es el-
timeline is
no es el
very
Bloom
lo que
de la
nosotros
mira.
conocemos como Bloom. Ajá, es otro
Ah,
Bloom.
ya sé cuál es.
Es algo, es algo brilloso.
And this is
brilloso,
pretty
¿no?
crazy
sí.
too. Weapon offsets.
Son texturas, ¿no?
People want to be
Sí,
able to
sí,
move that
Es de
stuff
otra
around.
cosa, banda.
Yeah.
No se
I
emocionen, no se
know
exciten.
people who like to get a slightly different gameplay experience based on some old school games where they have the weapon more
Mira, puedes
centered.
colocar
Some people
qué
like
tan
to just
lejos
push it
quieres
way
la
off,
mira del centro.
or so far off that they hit their mic. So
Hacia arriba, hacia abajo, hacia los lados.
Sí, sí,
Yeah, I
sí.
guess, you know, one of the
O
predominant
también
themes here
en
is
el
just
eje Z,
trying to
si
give
quieres
players
que se
as
vea más
many
hacia el
options as
centro
possible
apuntado.
to really dial in the experience to suit their personal
Casi como en la
tastes,
colección, ¿no?
right?
Que puedes mover el arma.
I mean,
Y pues al mover el arma
it
se
is
mueve la
just
mira,
a set
¿no?
of menus, but I'm really looking forward to hearing what people think of these
Mhm.
settings
Sí.
and the things that they can put together
creo
to
que sí.
customize it to exactly how they want to be.
Había texto
I want Halo
speech,
to be
vaya.
like the comfiest chair.
Pa'
in
que
Deseo de
los
speed
active.
I like
lines.
that.
Ah, mira.
All right, so let's back out of the settings.
Progresión de
Something else I think we wanna point out
temporada,
to
güey.
participants in the tech preview just to keep an eye on this weekend. The news
Está muy
feed.
feo,
Wow,
güey.
this is like next gen news. No, seriously.
Hasta
Es
los
como-
de Halo
This is just
5
good
y
to
los
keep an
de
eye
la
on if you're
colección están
playing in the
mejor.
tech preview.
Son
We will
los
probably
donde
use
salen
this
los
to
anuncios,
convey
¿no? De-
updates
Sí,
over the
es la
course of the
sección de
flight.
noticias.
Sí.
Está muy
Information.
fea, güey.
Bueno,
Well,
sí,
it's
bueno,
just
o sea, güey,
se van a
ajá.
cambiar,
Go
¿no?
through here,
Sí,
right?
sí,
And
sí.
I think, Sam, you
Pero-
wanted to specifically call this one out in particular, right?
Yeah, so
Ah, well.
we've got a notification for
Quienes
people
con
on
AMD
PC,
actualicen sus
especially if you're
drivers,
using
banda.
AMD GPU. You're gonna want to make sure you update to the latest driver. It is a significant performance increase.
Adrenaline
for PCs on AMD GPUs, so
21.7.2.
please make sure you do that and make sure you check
Oh,
out the
decía
news
no-
for
notas
that
del
kind
parche.
of
Sí.
announcement.
Awesome.
Yo creo que es lo que se
Well,
modifica
Sam,
cada que
está
se
bueno.
actualiza, ¿no?
Sí, cada que se actualiza el juego te va a decir que es,
Jump
eso
over and
está
dig into some
perro, güey.
customization.
Sí.
Now I want to see the customization too. Thanks for having me.
Cool. Thank you, Sam. We'll be right back in just a moment. We're going to be joined by Jerry Hook here, and we're going to talk about all the things you can do to
Bien.
customize your Spartan in the tech preview.
Van a mostrar
Be
a
right back in
La
just a moment.
continuación las cosas que se pueden
Personalización,
personalizar
¿no?
en Spartan.
Sí.
Sí.
Aunque esto está perro porque ahora hay